What's going on, AWGFAM? Welcome back to the channel. I'm pretty sure you guys knew that this was coming. Um, y'all already know who I am. You know I'm going to have a lot to say about what happened on the 6th and everything that has followed since. I'm glad that I waited a couple days before I did any of this because everything that has followed is completely fucking insane to me. I'm worried. I've been telling you guys I've been worried for a long time. I mean, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm fucking exhausted. I'm constantly fucking exhausted. Because everything that is happening right now is not far from my thought process. And trust me, I try to block it out. I do. But I just can't. I'm always trying to figure out, okay, what's their next move? What's their next goal? What are they going to accomplish with the next thing? And the crazy part is I've called a lot of this. I called a lot of this years ago. I would say right about the time frame I got out of the Army, which is 2014, is when I really saw that this was going to become a massive problem. They were already really starting to lock people down. And people don't even realize that. People were already starting to get locked down back then. And nobody said anything then. People were allowed to say hateful things. But now you're not allowed to say hateful things. So for me, it's more of a which one is it? Is it okay or isn't it okay? Because right now it's only okay for one side to do it. But it's not okay for the other side to do it. I mean, what are you going to accomplish other than dividing the country more and pissing more people off and getting the reaction that we got on the 6th? I don't know what else to say other than what do you expect? What do you think's going to happen? You really think people are going to accept being lied to? Literally, people were gaslit through this whole thing. You're sitting here telling these people not to care about things that we witnessed with our own eyes. I mean, so we're supposed to just roll over? We're supposed to just let it happen? I'm sorry, but I'm not that guy. Never have been, never will be. That'll never change. Honestly, this is a message for the people. What happened on Wednesday, if you think that's violence, you're in for a very rude awakening. You thought that was violent. Don't take what happened seriously on Wednesday. Don't take what happened seriously on the 6th. It's going to be a dark day. You say that was our darkest day in history. 53 years before today, or 53 years before that event, the Black Panthers did the same thing, and they were armed. But ain't nobody talking about that. Funny how it goes that way. It always goes that way. Nobody wants to talk about it. And I don't even give a shit that it's a black or white thing. That's not what it is to me. Just the fact that we're not talking about the Black Panthers doing that. This isn't the first time the Capitol's been stormed. Not even close. It happens. And like I keep saying, what do you expect? Am I angered by it? No, I'm not. I honestly don't feel any type of way about it. It was inevitable. When you sit here and you constantly silence the people, you don't listen to what they are saying, we have evidence right in front of our faces, and then you tell us, no, we're wrong. What the fuck do you expect? You expect people to just roll over and accept it? If that's the case, then why are you in America? This is a country where we're guaranteed our rights. We have a constitution that guarantees our rights. We have a Declaration of Independence that guarantees our rights. So why are you against the people fighting back? What do you think is going to happen? When you silence people, they get violent. And like I already said, the 6th was not violent. You know, let me give you some stats real quick. There we go. You know what? I'm actually going to go back to the Black Panther thing real quick. So 53 years ago, in 1967, the Black Panthers invaded the U.S. Capitol with guns. Not one of them was shot. Why? Because they had guns and you were fearful that they would return fire? Probably. Just like that young lady getting shot in the neck. There was one person standing there and nobody inside there. You shot her in the neck and she was trying to climb through a window. She wasn't being violent and your life wasn't in imminent danger. And I don't know if you guys know this about DC, but you're only allowed to pull that trigger if you are in imminent danger. That's how DC operates. And that one person coming through that glass, that wasn't a problem for the one person that was standing back there with a gun. And people are going to sit here and say, oh, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. Well, the way I see it, the Capitol is our fucking house. Period. You will not tell us we cannot be in our house. Especially when the people have a voice that is not being heard. What do you expect to happen? I don't want to see violence, but what do you think is going to come of all of this? People are not being heard anymore. And I know I'm running in circles here, but it's sad that I have to run in this same circle. When you take away people's rights, their civil liberties, what do you expect to happen? Now let me go to those stats real quick. And this was something that got put together by somebody, and it gives a real quick indicator on what's going on right now. So it has two different columns, and in one column it says BLM riots, left-wing violence, and in the other column it says Capitol riot, which is what they're calling it, which I put riot in quotes because, you know, during all the riots that happened throughout the United States, they were mostly peaceful protests. So I'm going to go with the Capitol mostly peaceful protest. Right-wing violence. Alright? So I'm going to go between the columns and say what they both say as I go line for line. It says, lasted 7 months, and this is the left-wing side. Lasted 7 months, right-wing side. Lasted several hours. left-wing side, condemned mostly by Republicans. The right-wing side, condemned by all Republicans and Democrats. Encouraged by media and politicians. Encouraged only by fringe political groups. Police force used. Police force used. 23 plus people shot dead. Which I think there were over 30 that died during all of that total. One person shot dead. 700 officers injured. 14 officers injured. 150 plus federal buildings damaged. One federal building damaged. Hundreds of small businesses destroyed. No small businesses destroyed. So please, tell me how what happened on Wednesday was as bad as what everybody is saying it was. You know, I'm looking at everything right now, and yeah, BLM and Antifa were within the ranks, and we know for a fact that at least 100 to 200 got dropped off there and escorted. So, I mean, really, what more do you need? The right didn't hurt innocent people. The right didn't burn down people's businesses that had nothing to do with it. They only went after the people that they needed to go after, which was the government. So, for me, why am I going to be angry? That's our building, and if we want to stand on the steps of that building, we have every right to stand on those steps. Hell, if we want to go in that building, I pay the taxes and so do you. So why aren't you allowed in that building? It's not the government's building, and I'm tired of hearing people say it belongs to the government. No, the government belongs to us. It's our money that pays for everything the government does. So what do you mean? Our money pays for them to do what they do, which at this point is nothing. In 4 years, they did fucking absolutely nothing for us. There was only really one person who fought for us for 4 years and got trash talked the entire time. I'm done playing the games. I really am. And the censorship that's happened. It's only getting worse. And I really want to know at what point Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, at what point are you going to wake the fuck up? And realize if you keep this up, people are not going to accept it. They don't give a fuck about 230. 230 means jack shit to the people. Especially when they're not allowed to have a fucking voice. I keep saying people are desperate. Why do you think we saw what happened on the 6th? People are fucking desperate at this point. People are tired of being walked all over. What do you think is going to happen? Those people that you see out there, those are the people who are fucking desperate. Those are the people who have nothing left to lose. And that's something that I have said from the very start of all this shit. The more you take from the people, the more they don't have to lose. And when you have nothing left to lose, what is there to be scared of anymore at that point? You don't have anything to lose. You've already lost it all. So, most people are okay with sacrificing a little bit more. You've already sacrificed everything. Almost up to your fucking life at that point. So, what do you expect? This is really just common fucking sense. And all you little lefties out there who are like, I don't know what he's talking about, it's because you ain't been silenced yet. Yet. It's coming. You think it's only the right? Just wait till they start cracking down on you too. But at that point, it's too late. Y'all fucks took too long to take that fucking red pill and wake up to what's happening. And that's the part that I don't understand, and it drives me fucking insane. So once your rights are finally stripped away, then you're gonna wake up. So what? In the next 2 years? Because trust me, very quickly they are gonna start stripping our rights. They already have. They've been stripping them. And oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys know, but I did upload a video. It was a song called FAFO. And I got a strike for it. So, if I get another strike, just so you guys know, I won't be able to post for a week. So, and I already know if I post anything like what I say here on Instagram, that account's going to get banned almost instantly. I'm not even going to go to Facebook. I had one and I got rid of it. Once I seen Facebook said they were not going to allow people to have freedom of speech, that's when I got rid of Facebook. I can't. I won't be a part of it. I am thinking about doing a Rumble. I don't want to stop doing content. Part of me is like, if it goes away. If I lose my YouTube channel, I don't know if I'm going to start another one. I haven't gained a lot of momentum. Like, I have gained a decent amount of followers, but I don't know if I will ever see the amount that I'm at now back again. It's already taken me, we'll say, 6 to 8 months to get to where I am now. And I'm not going to keep fight. I can't fight forever to try and get more subscribers. At that point, I'm just killing myself, and I'm not seeing anything back in return for it. And I do believe that my opinion and my voice needs to be heard by others. I know I've always been a decently insightful person. I'm not sitting here saying I'm the smartest guy in the world. But I feel like I've always been one of the people who's more on the insightful side. I've been able to see through a lot of the bullshit my whole life. So, I mean, shit, I was like 9 and I explained why the Matrix and Jesus Christ, and how that story aligned. At 9, I explained it to my father. So, same with, like, what was the other one? The Lord of the Rings. Same with that too. I was able to correlate how that was the story of Jesus. But I'm getting silenced. I know it's coming. They're gonna end up stripping my YouTube channel. I'm not allowed to have a voice. But don't think I won't have a voice. I'll still be uploading some content here and there. Like I said, I'll probably go and make a Rumble. But I definitely want to let you guys know that they're coming after me. For sure. It is what it is. I don't want to go, but at the same time, there's so much going on right now in this country. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna be active, where I'm gonna put a lot of focus. And right now, I'm not positive exactly where the focus needs to be. I want to do what's right for the people. It's always been what I want. I want what's right for the people, because without us working together, why are we doing this? What's the point of doing this? I want to see a better future for the people. And also, if you guys don't know, are enlisted, if you are worried about the military, I'll tell you right now, this is something that I always saw while I was in, and thankfully, I guess it's still true today. Our enlisted will be the ones who walk out over our officers. Our officers are always the political dumb fucks in the military. They're the ones that want to play the fucking game. While our enlisted, we don't want bullshit. We want truth. We want clarity. We want to know what the fuck is going on. I've experienced a lot of what's happening now while I was in the military. That's why for me it doesn't irk me as bad as it does a lot of the other people who are seeing this happen. The military prepared me for this a lot. Really, they did. Because it's low information. They don't like informing you on what's going on. I'm trying to think of everything I want to cover, man. Oh, so the other thing too. So as Senate's getting stormed, who saw all the little cowards hiding under their fucking chairs? Just remember, those people that were hiding under chairs on the floor, those are the ones who send your sons and daughters to war. There were only a few of them who actually stood during that whole thing. Because they won't cower. And honestly, those are my leaders. Those are the true leaders of this country. The ones during a hard moment like that weren't cowering and hiding, but stood up and had the fortitude, unlike those fucking cowards under the chairs. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself. And I already know people, well, they don't know that. I don't give a fuck. You doing that shows there's something wrong. It shows that you aren't doing something right if you have to act like that, if you're that fucking fearful. What are you doing? Are you doing your job? Because if you were, why would you have to hide under a fucking chair? Why couldn't you stand and be proud of the decisions that you have made for the American people? Because you're our voice, right? You're our voice. Yeah. I really feel like I've been spoken for, and many other Americans feel like they've really been spoken for. Everybody's sitting here going, I'm disgusted, I'm disappointed, I'm this, I'm that. I'm not disgusted, I'm not disappointed. I'm not surprised. I've been saying, something's coming. Something big is going to happen. Because people are getting walked all over. Their rights don't matter. Our voice doesn't matter. I'm happy to see all these politicians in the airports getting ridiculed. Good. You said you weren't going to stand with it, and then you stood with it. You are a fucking coward. And then you think it's goddamn funny on top of it. You think it's fucking hilarious. And people are furious. You think it's funny when they're calling you a traitor. They believe that you're a fucking traitor. You aren't true to your fucking word. You're a true politician. And I'm done with politicians. Fuck politicians. You want to pander and play your little fucking game? Get the fuck out. Why don't you actually try standing for something? Instead of every chance you get rolling over and showing your fucking belly. Have a little fucking intestinal fortitude. Stop being a fucking pussy. Stand for the American people for once. And then we would back politicians. But we're tired of you fucking lying to us. It's nothing but lies. And we are done with it. The American people spoke on the 6th. And that was a warning as to what the next thing is gonna be if you keep playing your games. I'll tell you right now, try and mobilize the military against the people. They ain't gonna do it. The only people who will be willing are a majority of the officers and a small amount of the enlisted. The ones who joined for the wrong reasons. Those are the only ones. Because they're oath breakers. But I tell you what, a good majority of those enlisted will walk the fuck away. Because they will not hurt the American people. Give them an order to shoot an American citizen. I can guarantee you hear him say, "What?" No. They're not doing anything. Especially if they're not doing anything. And there's a reason why the military wasn't at the Capitol. Because that could have gotten out of control real quick. And the military knew that. That's why they didn't want to send them in. It'd have been a bad look, wouldn't it, if that woman that had been shot, it'd have been a real bad look if it was the military. That would have been the shot heard round the world again. That would have kick-started something that this country ain't seen for over 100 years. I don't want to see us go down this path. But our government and these social media oligarchs, that what do you think is going to happen? Hell, even our media, our news media, y'all need to stop playing your games. Because when the people finally wake up, and it will happen, it may take time, but it will happen. You guys are in major trouble at that point. Because what happens when you now not only have 70 million that distrust you, but then you have the other 80 on top of it. So then you have half the population that wants you gone. What then? Too little, too late. I'm just warning what's to come. Like I keep saying, what, you thought that violence on the 6th was bad? That wasn't shit. That wasn't violence. I've seen violence. That wasn't it. Some people got hit. Some cops got pepper sprayed. Hell, I seen some cops with some big ass smiles on their faces. They were pepper spraying Americans. If you think that shit's funny and you think it's fun, then you're a fucking oath breaker. You are the problem. And it makes me sick to my fucking stomach that you have the authority that you have. I believe in our police in our small towns, our sheriffs from small towns, from our flyover states. That's who I believe in. I don't believe anything in these big cities. I don't believe in the police in these big cities. I think there's more corruption in those police than we even realize. Now, am I sitting here saying that they're all bad-hearted people? No. Not everybody is. Nobody's perfect. Not everybody's good. Not everybody's bad. But a good majority would say, fuck their rights. I'm going to do what I need to get a paycheck. Because that's all it is to them. They don't care about their community. That's what worries me. Look, I know there are good police out there. I know good police officers. I also know shitty police officers. I do want to say that our police, if you are willing to stand in the way of people who are actually trying not to be violent and are saying, just let us go in. We don't want to break anything. We don't want to destroy anything. Just get out of the way and let us go. I don't see why they were withheld from going into that building. And I already understand there are going to be people who disagree with me. And that's fine. But we have a right to sit in on meetings like that. And we have a right to have our voice heard. And you're not going to take that away from the people. It would have been a peaceful assembly if you would have just fucking let them in. It would have been peaceful all the way. And like I said, I already know Antifa was part of the agitators. It's not a big fucking surprise. They're great at it. They always have been. They always will be. Because they're not going to come out and show their faces. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. I'm just worried about our future. I want to see us come together. I want to see us actually be able to have conversations with each other. The hard conversations. Not the easy ones. The hard ones. And that's something I was telling somebody the other night. Look, our biggest failure in this country at this point is that we cannot, one, respect each other, and two, have a fucking conversation with each other. We can't have a hard conversation anymore. And those are the ones that need to be had at this point. Why is it so difficult? Why can't you just hear what others have to say? I want to hear what others have to say because then I can learn. Then I can grow as an individual. But if I'm silencing somebody, how do I grow? How do I become better? I can't. And nobody else can either. So I'm worried. I'm worried about what's to come. I'm worried about people losing their shit because people are losing their shit now. And I don't blame them. And if you blame them, I don't know what to say. maybe you're not taking this seriously enough. Maybe you're not awake to what's happening to our democracy. They stripped the president of his powers, of what he is supposed to be able to do as a president. We've never seen that before in the history of this country. We have never seen a president being stripped of being able to take out a fucking target that needs to be taken out. Never. We give that power to Congress? So what, we can fight, and then nothing happens? And we don't handle the issues that need to be handled? Okay. I'm just saying things are gonna get bad before they get better. It will get worse. If this continues to happen, it will get a lot worse. I'm just saying it's time to wake up. It's time to see what's happening. What happened on the 6th? It was inevitable. Everybody knew it was coming. Eventually it was going to happen. You can only push people so far. Before I get off this, I want to end this with something. I saw a great quote, and I really think that it needs to be repeated. So this person wrote, "This morning I realized that everything is about to change. No matter how I vote, no matter what I say, lives are never going to be the same. I have been confused by the hostility of family and friends. I look at people I have known all my life so hate-filled that they agree with opinions they would never express as their own. I think that I may well have entered the twilight zone. You can't justify this insanity. We have become a nation that has lost its collective mind. We see other countries going socialist and collapsing, but it seems like a great plan to us. Somehow, it's un-American for the census to count how many Americans are in America. People who say there is no such thing as gender are demanding a female president. Universities that advocate equality discriminate against Asian Americans in favor of African Americans. Some people are held responsible for things that happened before they were born, and other people are not held responsible for what they are doing right now. Criminals are caught and released to hurt more people, but stopping them is bad because it's a violation of their rights. People who have never owned slaves should pay slavery reparations to people who have never been slaves. After legislating gender, if a dude pretends to be a woman, you are required to pretend with him. It was cool for Joe Biden to blackmail the president of Ukraine, but it's an impeachable offense if Donald Trump inquires about it. People who have never been to college should pay the debts of college students who took out huge loans for their degrees. Immigrants with tuberculosis and polio are welcome, but you'd better be able to prove your dog is vaccinated. Irish doctors and German engineers who want to immigrate to the U.S. must go through a rigorous vetting process, but any illiterate gangbanger who jumps the southern fence are welcome. $5 billion for border security is too expensive, but $1.5 trillion for free healthcare is not. If you cheat to get into college, you go to prison. But if you cheat to get into the country, you go to college for free. And pointing out all of this hypocrisy somehow makes us racists. Nothing makes sense anymore. No values, no morals, no civility. And people are dying of a Chinese virus, but it's racist to refer to it as Chinese, even though it began in China. We are clearly living in an upside-down world where right is wrong and wrong is right, where moral is immoral and immoral is moral, where good is evil and evil is good, where killing murderers is wrong, but killing innocent babies is right. Wake up, America. The great unsinkable ship, Titanic America, has hit an iceberg. It is taking on water and sinking fast. That was probably one of the most powerful things I have read since the 6th. That right there is what I see wrong with this country right now. No morals. Our moral compass is fucked. You know I sit here and I've told you guys multiple times, I personally am agnostic. I believe in a higher power, but I also believe that religion talks about the same higher power. All of them. But in saying that, I also believe that the Bible has moral guidelines that are great for kids to learn. I'm not telling you how to raise your kids, but if you want your kids to have some morals, you should probably start with the Bible. And I know some people are probably crawling out of their skin right now hearing me say that. I grew up with the Bible. I didn't have a choice in it. And yeah, I want to give my kids a choice, but I think that when your kids have bad behavior and they didn't start off learning the morals of the Bible, it has a lot to do with it. I really do. And I think that's what's been lost in our society. I'm not saying you have to believe in God, but I do believe in giving your children morals, ways to live their life. And that's what's lost. There's no tradition anymore. A lot of people just say, fuck my parents. Fuck what my parents taught me. Look, I'm thankful for what my parents have taught me. They taught me how to be a decent human being. And I think that's a failure on a lot of parents right now in our society. You have failed at being a parent. You have failed at raising productive members of society. You've raised people who want, but don't want to work for it. What would have happened? I'm just going to ask a question, and I think this is how I'm going to end it. And I want you guys to leave me what you think would have happened in this country in the comments. My question is, what would have happened after 1776 if we just sat on our ass and we didn't work to create the society that we have now, to create this great country that we have now? What would have happened if we just sat on our ass and didn't work like you fucks want to do now? Like I said, make sure you guys leave me something in the comments about it. I want to know what you guys think. What would have happened? Would this be the greatest country in the world? But that's it for this one, guys. I'm sorry that we are where we are. I am. I'm not disappointed in the people. Honestly, I have a lot of pride to see the people who stood up for what they believe in. Honestly, I wish I could have been there. Me personally, I wouldn't have gone in, but I stood on them steps. Because it's our house. But that's it for me on this one, guys. Hopefully I get to see you in the next one. We'll see. See if YouTube lets me stick around. But make sure you guys leave me some stuff in the comments. Let me know what you think about the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you, AWGFAM and my XMCFAM. I'm out.